Welcome to HSG. Today we're going to talk about the Army in World War II. In 1934, Charles de Gaulle wrote a book titled Formation of a Professional Army, advocating the establishment of an armored force that combines mobility and destructive firepower. This force should be capable of proactive attacks and surprising victories. When the German army counterattacked Western Europe, de Gaulle, as brigadier general, commanded the French 4th Armored Division and achieved a successful counterattack, restoring some dignity to the French forces. The central idea proposed by the three military strategists is that tanks in the future should not merely support infantry in breaking through enemy lines as they did in World War I. Instead, tanks should focus on attacking the enemy's weaknesses through concentrated breakthroughs. After the breakthrough, they should conduct large-scale high-speed attacks, dividing and surrounding the enemy's forces, cutting off their command and supply lines, and causing chaos. Subsequently, infantry following behind can slowly eliminate the disarray enemy and ideally even accept direct surrenders. To realize this theory, the strategists unanimously emphasized that tanks must be the core of future land armies, requiring the establishment of an independent armored branch. Independent armored division or even armored corps must be built around tanks, incorporating infantry, engineers, artillery, and air support, forming a combat system centered around tanks. The earliest British tank was a rhomboid-shaped box with tracks on top and a large steering wheel at the back. German tanks, more peculiar than the Renault A7V tank, had 18 crew members. The French Renault FT-17 had a driver in the front, an engine in the rear, and most importantly, a 360-degree turret on top, resembling modern tanks. This turret allowed tanks to fire in all directions, addressing the previous vulnerability of tanks being approached from the sides and destroyed. This innovation provided tanks with the ability to operate more independently. Despite the favorable conditions of timing, terrain, and human resources, the concept of Blitzkrieg should have originated in the UK or France. However, both countries had a generation of senior generals in charge, and their experiences from World War I became their largest capital. These senior generals considered tanks as marvelous moving mechanical toys, displaying a significant lack in their thinking. The books authored by the British and French military experts were highly valued in Germany, providing immense inspiration to the Germans preparing for the next war. The establishment of German armored forces drew extensively from the ideas in these books. At this time, the father of German armored forces emerged, the renowned Nazi German general Heinz Guderian. After World War I, Guderian was responsible for researching motorization issues in logistic units. However, he had been continuously exploring new forms of warfare. After reading the works of the three strategists mentioned earlier, Guderian had an epiphany and quickly published his theoretical work, the famous book Panzer. In this book, Guderian summarized the principles of future tank warfare, emphasizing the need to establish independent armored units. These units should revolve around tanks, complemented by various support units, and operate in close coordination during combat. All tanks should be equipped with wireless radios. Infantry, engineers, and artillery supporting tanks should also undergo mechanized upgrades, with infantry and engineers riding in armored transport vehicles ready to dismount for combat when needed. Artillery should be equipped with self-propelled guns, advancing alongside tanks to assist in breaching strongholds, and if necessary, calling in aircraft for support. The second principle is to concentrate a large number of tanks for surprise attack at an unexpected time and location. The third principle is that once the enemy's defense is breached, the tanks should advance at the fastest speed possible, surrounding the enemy. There should be no concern about enemy counterattacks from the flanks because the speed of the tank's advance is confusing, making it difficult for the enemy to establish new defenses or organize counterattacks. Additionally, once the supply lines and command centers are cut off, the enemy's morale is easily collapsed. Therefore, speed is the tank unit's greatest safety guarantee. On September 1, 1939, Germany initiated the Blitzkrieg against Poland. By this time, Germany had 6 armored divisions, 4 light armored divisions, and 4 mechanized infantry divisions. The Polish military was significantly outnumbered and outclassed, and the flat terrain of Poland provided an ideal battleground for German armored forces. The commander of the 19th Armored Corps, General WWII, swiftly led the charge, personally commanding the battle from the front lines. After the battle against Poland, the British and French forces on the Western Front surprisingly failed to learn any modern warfare concepts from this battle and were unaware of the imminent danger approaching. During the Blitzkrieg in Western Europe, the German military had fewer overall forces, aircraft, and tanks than the French forces. The quality of German tanks was also lower than the French. However, the Germans needed fast-moving and fuel-efficient tanks for the rapid advances. The key to German success in the Blitzkrieg was the concentrated use of tanks, forming an armored fist to penetrate the enemy's defensive line and then directly charging into the enemy's rear. This strategic concept surpassed those of other nations. Tanks alone are not invincible and require coordination with other branches. The German tanks were unstoppable, conquering Denmark in a day, Poland in 5 days, Belgium in 18 days, Norway in 23 days, and astonishingly achieving the surrender of French in just 42 days. The 3 prominent German military leaders, Guderian, Manstein, and Rommel, shone in this campaign. The success of this battle consists of 3 factors. 1. Germany adopted Manstein's plan, one of the most surprising and decisive plans of World War II, trapping the British and French forces completely. 2. The limited size of French territory and well-developed roads and railway provided an excellent stage for German tanks. 3. From the president to the people and the military in France, there was a pervasive anti-war sentiment, and the will to defend the nation was extremely low. In addition, in political terms, Hitler shamelessly launched the invasion without declaration, and later, during the Blitzkrieg in Western Europe, he arbitrarily trampled on neutral small countries. These factors objectively contributed to the tremendous success of the Blitzkrieg. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like this video.